Hi. I wanted to talk about what happens when you disappoint yourself. Not what happens when you disappoint yourself. Okay, so the thing I'm specifically thinking about right now is that yesterday I only did one Facebook Live video, which means in the past 6 weeks I've been doing 2 every day faithfully, and I've been really proud of myself about it. Like, it's something I really like. Okay, this is like, it's been like a kind of a keystone thing for me, like an anchor, where it's like, okay, well, at least I know that I'm doing this. Like, even if I screw everything else up, I'm doing 2 Facebook Lives a day, and I'm going to continue to do that. And I didn't yesterday, so I am pretty disappointed. I wouldn't say pretty upset, because like, it's a video, right? But I'm disappointed that I didn't. I'm also very disappointed by what my face has been doing lately, with these little red spots that never happened up until like my 40s, and that's a different story because of it doesn't matter. Let's not talk about adult acne. That's not where we're going with this. I just get self-conscious, so I'm disappointed with myself, and it's just like, it can get discouraging, right? That when you're disappointed with yourself and you're trying so hard, trying is the issue, right? Because we're not supposed to try, we're supposed to do. When you try, that's just you not doing it. So when you're working hard to improve yourself, and then you do something that, okay, again, I keep saying you as like I'm trying to deflect it, right? I'm trying to deflect it. I think I'm going to be taking 95 South. I'm going to my sister's right now to meet my niece for the first time since COVID started. She was born in August of last year. Use the right lane, 95 South. Yes, okay. So I'm going to my sister's house right now, and I'm going to go meet my niece, Lily, for the first time. She was born in August, and since COVID's, what it's doing right now, and eventually you gotta meet people, right? So anyway, once they've been on the earth for however many months it's been, right? August. I'm not gonna do the math on right now, because that's just kind of boring. You don't need to watch me going 1, 2, 3. All right, so sometimes when I am working to improve myself, I know I don't work as hard as I should, or I hate that word. But it's true, right? Like, I know that I let myself down. That's what it is. I let myself down. That's what it is. I let myself down a lot, and I don't like that. And I am working on not doing it. But see, I think I discussed a little bit about like self-sabotage and my history with it. And that's just like a fear, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something, when I was younger, it didn't occur to me that I could fail. It didn't. And it was like, I was going after it, and that was it, right? Like, I was just not, it was not a question whether or not I was going to succeed, whether or not I was going to be a successful actor. And it just wasn't a question. And because I didn't think I knew I wouldn't stop at anything outside myself. I wouldn't stop at anything until I got what I wanted. But what happened was, I got what I wanted a bunch of times, or I could have, had I taken one more step, but I always screwed that step up. And so it became a thing where it's like, it's not that outside something stops me, I stop me. And it happened a bunch of times, and that was a problem. And I am working on that pattern right now. And I don't want to keep disappointing myself. It's not a nice feeling. And I'm not doing it as much as I was doing it before. I am definitely coming through on stuff and that's happening more and more, especially since I went to Mission to Millions, which was that this like retreat that I went with some people from the group, the Alchemist Nation, the community that I am loving. I felt very empowered by a lot of things that happened there, and found more of a deeper meaning and stuff like that. And that's what I got to do, is I got to connect to that, so that when I am feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, or see, the thing is, it's not even that sometimes I definitely am just like, oh, I want to do it, and I don't do it. But also sometimes I forget. Sometimes it's like, oh, right, I could have done that, but I didn't even think about doing it, even though I've been thinking about it for the whole day, until I got to the point where I could do it, and then I didn't because I forgot. What? So, that's some self-sabotage for you, and I am consciously working on it, and I think that's the only thing we can do, right? I used to allow my disappointing myself to stop me. It happened so often that I just didn't think that it was gonna change. Like, I was like, it doesn't matter how many things I set up for myself, how many opportunities I set up for myself. I am just going to keep doing this because that's what I do. And once you tell yourself that, why? If you tell yourself you're the type of person who sabotages all the time and you'll never be able to do what you want because you keep stopping yourself, guess what's going to happen? That's what happens. That's what happens, right? So I just need to keep telling myself that that's not who I am, that I am someone who follows through for myself, and I show up for myself. And that can be a hard thing to do when your self-esteem isn't like the best. It's actually much easier to show up for other people. And that's what I've been trying to do with the 12-week year, and committing myself to things that other people are counting on. And it works. It does work, but it's something I need to go deeper into. And it's funny because this week, with the interviews that I did this on Monday, which is when I do my book interviews, we were talking about your why. It's been very strong in my life, the theme of your why, like why you're doing something. And it's a very important thing to discover, to clarify, because clarity is power. Oh my God. It's so funny. Things that you learn, and then later on you experience them, and then you go back and you say the things that you learned again, and you're like, oh my God, I get that now. Like, so much more than I got it when I wrote it down in a book. At Mission to Millions, the first thing that we talked about was clarity, how we need to get clarity. And clarity plus passion means you're unstoppable. So what that has meant, at least in my life, is that you get clear on why you're doing it, your purpose, right? Why are you doing this? And then obviously, when you get clear about why you're doing something, what your passion is, you are passionate about it. So then you can get passionate. The problem that I think I run into is that I then don't connect it in my brain on a daily basis, like what I'm doing on a daily basis, to my ultimate goal, which is something that I'm passionate about. And I just need to hook those two things together in my mind enough that when I am doing whatever activity it is that I'm doing that's distracting me, if I'm able to put that into my mind, this equals this, right? So my passion, it turns out, more than acting, more than art, more than anything like that, is the planet. Close second, women. Well, you know what? Honestly, not close second, because the planet is so much more important than anything else. Because nothing else matters unless the planet is saved. And, we are able to breathe the air and not die from monster storms. And, okay, Let's stop that right now, because that's going to go down a different rabbit hole. We're going to stay with this rabbit hole. This is the better rabbit hole right now. Turns out my passion is the planet and what's going on, and the fact that I want very, very, very badly to be able to affect some sort of change, which I am not going to be able to do unless I can take care of myself, unless I have the means to fund my life, right? Without worrying. And that's without even, honestly, without doing too much work, which is what I'm working on, right? Like massive income from passive income. Right now I'm building that. Right now I'm building my business. Right now, you know what I mean? I'm learning about real estate investing. So that's the plan. So that I can free up my time and I have the money to help make a difference and act and do art and travel and look at art and all that stuff. Yes. But all that stuff is for me. It's the stuff I want to experience in life. And especially when you don't have a lot of self-esteem at the moment, that doesn't really motivate you as much as something like, let's maybe save the planet. We live here and there's only one of them. Not going to go down that rabbit hole. Not going to do it. So, my point is I need to be able to attach my why to what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis to move myself forward, to move my business forward, to educate myself. And I just want to be one of those self-disciplined people who just freaking does it, like just a machine. I want to be a machine. I want to grab the high D personality from some of my friends and like stick it in me and be like, that's I want to take that character trait and embody it myself so that I can just be like boom, 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 and get it done. I just need to attach it so that I stop disappointing myself, because the more I disappoint myself, the more I don't believe I can do things. So let's go back to the point of the video. At this point, I am just babbling. When you disappoint yourself, don't get discouraged. Easier said than done. But it's important, because if you get discouraged and you start believing that it's not possible, it's not going to be possible, right? You have to continue to believe it's possible. And every time you get a little win, every time you do a little bit better, you got to acknowledge that and celebrate it, because you need to be able to see the progress you're making. And in order to get things done, you need to get clear on what your why is, the reason, like the things that motivate you, the thing that makes you get up. So a lot of people, it's their family, whatever it may be. You gotta attach that to what you're doing during the day, so that what you go after what you're doing during the day to put yourself forward. You go after those tasks the way you go after, like, okay, this is to save the planet, it's just keep doing it that way. Anyway, that's my thought. I hope it's somewhat useful to you guys. I hope it's somewhat entertaining, at least, to listen to what I have to say. I don't know if it is. I entertain myself by doing it, and I am going to stop now, because at this point I just keep talking. So I hope you're all doing very, very well, and I hope that you always remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.